What's going on, ladies and gents? Today I will be reviewing the DUNU DN-11 Ares in-ear headphones. DUNU is an OEM manufacturer that made headphones for a lot of North American domestic brands before deciding to make their own branded headphones. If these look like a certain other pair of very popular headphones, that's probably because they made these too. I go into further detail about DUNU themselves in my unboxing video of this product. So if you want to know more about them, feel free to check out that video too. Onto the Ares themselves, I am very pleased with them. Before I tell you about the many pros and what I liked about these, I'll let you know the single con I found first so we can end off on a good note. I'll also compare them to some of the many other pairs I own. The single con I found will only apply to pure bass heads, since this headphone contains a single balanced armature driver, as opposed to a dynamic driver which is a lot more bass focused. The Ares puts less exaggeration on bass, and more on highs and mids, and keeping sounds tidy and distortion free. To anyone that wants a deep pounding bass, where you can almost feel the low end pulsing on your ears, these headphones will not produce that. As a loose comparison, in terms of bass levels, I would say the Ares are like my Sennheiser HD 558s compared to my Beats Tours being like my Sony XB 500s, with the Ares and the 558s being more neutral and balanced, whereas the Tours and the XB 500s are uncompromisingly bass exaggerated. I will say though that after a few minutes of listening to them, and I don't know exactly how to describe it, maybe it's your ears getting accustomed to this sound signature, or the drivers taking a few minutes to, in a sense, warm up, but the higher focus mids seem to gradually harmonize with the lows, making the lows seem bigger than they initially sounded while still remaining clear. Sounds odd, I know, and maybe it's just me, or maybe this is a trait for many balanced armature headphones. Now on to the pros, and I found quite a few, the first being what many people care most in headphones, and it's the sound. These provide full mids and highs, and adequate bass for non-bass heads. Compared to my Klipsch S4Is, the mids are much more forward and have an amazing clarity to them, and their fullness do not drown out the other sounds. I would say mids are definitely the Ares strong point. With the highs, I would say my Klipsch's have slightly more extension than the Ares, but that comes at the cost of slight sibilance in the S4Is. In the Ares, the highs are still detailed, and there is zero sign of any sibilance. The highs and mids combine to create very strong vocals. Lastly, these have a pretty large soundstage for an IEM, with good instrument separation. Another pro I found is design and build quality. In my opinion, they are a very sharp looking set of IEMs, with the robustness to back up its flashy looks. The earpiece housings are solid gold plated and not just painted, and have a decent heft to them and have nice strain reliefs. They feel a lot more solid than my Tours and S4Is, and I can probably repeatedly kick them with a steel-toed work boot and they wouldn't have a mark on them. The mini plug also feels well made, with a strong strain relief at a 45-degree angle. The cable, though not as tangle-free as my Tours, feels very sturdy, and the brushed aluminum Y-splitter yoke is a really nice classy touch. Another nice touch that I've never seen before is this patent-pending cable wrapper, which lets you easily wrap the cables up, which in turn prevents any kinks or tangles. The level of refinement and finish for these sub $100 headphones are pretty amazing. And speaking of price, this goes on to my last pro, which is value. At $80 US, these headphones can easily keep up with higher price headphones in terms of looks, build, and sound quality. They are just as durable as my Beats Tours, which retail for about $180, and in my opinion, though they have less bass quantity, they have a more balanced and cleaner sound. Its flashy appearance also hints that this is not just your everyday El Cheapo headphone. Also, at this price point, the Ares offer many things that even the more expensive pairs do not, like additional cases, a nice gold plating, and a convenient cable wrap. Even the packaging is very reminiscent of much more premium priced headphones. So all in all, I am very pleased with the looks, build, and performance of the DUNU Ares. You get a well-made, durable headphone with great sound quality and a sharp appearance. With all these, plus the added extras and accessories, I think they are easily worth its retail price of $80. So I hope you all enjoyed my review of the DUNU by TopSound DN-11 Ares in-ear headphones. If you did, please help me out and rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Until next time, my friends, peace!